What up, everyone? It's your boy Floz MG, back with another episode of Tear Up. This time, it's Nick Jr. / Noggin Shows. Not too far from the first one I did where it was Nickelodeon Shows, but let's get right into it. I don't think I need to explain. Before this video starts, I just want to say that only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you like this video and want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, and you can always change your mind in the future. Now back to the video. The rankings for this list are as follows. God tier. They taught me a lot. Educational, just kinda weird, and cancelled. Like the same as all the previous ones, God tier, really great, cancelled, get rid of it. Let's start this off good with the Backyardigans. I don't think there's a single person who was born in the 2000s, possibly even the late 90s, who can say that they've never watched Backyardigans. And if you haven't, I feel so sorry for you. I just do. Backyardigans was one of those shows, and is still one of those shows that even if you held a gun up to my head, you will not get me to stop watching it. And yes, I'm serious, I still watch these shows to this day. Backyardigans mainly centers around 5 friends who play in their backyard, and they play these games with their imagination, but as the viewer, we see it from their point of view. I think that's one of the reasons why I like this show so much. So, you're not going to convince me of this otherwise. Backyardigans is a God tier show.
Fight me.
Next up, we have Blue's Clues. Show. I do not have to explain this show. This show started in 1998, making it older than SpongeBob. And that's actually saying something. Again, Blue's Clues, one of those shows you can never get me to stop watching once I've started. Go tier! Okay, now that I got that out of my system, moving on to... This one was a sort of a spin-off to Blue's Clues, not reboot like Blue's Clues and You. This was a spin-off called Blue's Room. Honestly, I don't exactly know how to explain this show. You just have to watch it. This is also one of those shows that really wrapped me in. But it did okay. I wish it did better because I wanted more episodes. And now I'm sad that I don't get them. I really love this show, but I can't put it as God tier because it can never live up to the standard of Blue's Clues. I do have to say that they taught me a lot. Next we have... Hey, come on. Everyone sing it with me. I don't remember what the words were. I'm gonna stop now. Bob the Builder, centered around a builder named Bob, with all of his construction machinery that could talk. From my point of view, I didn't really appreciate Bob the Builder as much as the other shows. Cause, I mean, it may just be me, but it wasn't as, like, visually pleasing, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but even so. Bob the Builder was not weird, it was educational. Next, who we're getting into the newer Nick Jr. Noggin Shows, we have Guppies. It was one of the shows that came out when I think I was in middle school when this came out. And still, somehow, it was able to wrap me in. I don't know how, but it was. The show was a little weird. But I don't think I can put it in just kind of weird. I have to put it in educational. I don't know why. Next, we get to one of the big faces of what Nick Jr. and Noggin was. Dora the Explorer. If you haven't heard of the show, then you have to be living under a rock. I will say, the show, it was good. It lasted so long, I don't know if it's still being made. One thing that was really annoying about the show is that how Dora is just so oblivious. We have to find Crocodile Lake. Do you see Crocodile Lake? Where is it? It's right fucking behind you!
Bitch.
The only thing I think that can make me watch that show again, like every now and then I do watch these shows to feel younger or whatever. But the only thing that could get me completely brought back in, like if Swiper tries to swipe the backpack of Dora. Like, hey, what the fuck, Swiper? You're trying to take my mochila? I got the knife! Not no me, puto! Oh my god, that would get me wrapped back in so fast. Okay, but still for the show itself, I think I have to put it in God tier. The show, next, not exactly new, not exactly old, the Fresh Beat Band. Am I a fan of it? Not exactly. Did I see enough of it to get an understanding of what it is? Yes. Do I think it was weird? Yes, I do. Next up, we have a quote-unquote spin-off of Dora the Explorer, centering around her cousin Diego. Go, Diego, go! This one wrapped me in much more than Dora did. Diego is nowhere near as oblivious as Dora. With Go, Diego, go, it's never the exact same thing. With Dora, it's always, hey, we have to go to this place to do this certain thing, and we have to go past these 3 places to get there. We need to look at the map. Can you say map? Shut up, please. But I'm gonna go ahead and put Go, Diego, go in God tier, because that's just my opinion. We definitely have an older Noggin show called Jack's Big Music Show. Do I remember much about this show? Not really. Have I seen enough to give a decent judgment? Yes. I don't think it's a show that deserves to be canceled, but at the same time, I can't remember much of anything about it. So for that reason, I think I have to put it in just kind of weird. Not being able to remember much about it doesn't give me enough of a reason to put it in canceled. But next, we have one of the kings of Nick Jr. Fucking Lazy Town, mate! With Sporticus, Stephanie, and of course... We are number one! We are number one, yeah! I love that song. This show is centered around a town called Lazy Town, where, despite the name, they aren't exactly lazy, thanks to Sporticus, athletic superhero. This show taught you how to eat healthy and do plenty of exercise. As you can see, I took nothing from this show. Oh, but still, I don't know why, I just loved it. I think maybe a third of the reason why I watched this show is probably just because of Robbie Rotten and like the disguises. Point is, Lazy Town, it is a God tier show, and you will fight me on that. Next up, we got a Noggin show called Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. Do I remember much about any specific episodes? No. Was it weird? Absolutely. Next up, we have a classic show. We have Max and Ruby. Originally, I was going to put this as a God tier show, because as you know, Ruby, she always has to have some sort of dilemma, and Max always has his way of creating a solution for that dilemma, but Ruby is too self-focused to see that Max has a solution. And one of the parts which made me love this show is that Max always says maybe one word or phrase in an episode. But the thing that ruined it is that in later episodes, I don't know if it's still being made, but the point is in later episodes, they got Max saying full sentences, and it's just weird to hear. It's weird to see. So I can't put it as God tier anymore. But I am going to put it at They Taught Me a Lot because I can't forget what it was originally. Next up, we have Miss Spider's Sunny Patch Kids. Miss Spider's Sunny Patch Kids was about a family of insects and arachnids and flying things, and I don't know why I like this show, I just did. I don't really remember much about this show, but it was able to wrap me in for a short time. It was a little weird, but I think I have to put it at educational. I don't know why, I just do. Next up, we have Nihao Kailan. Basically the equivalent to a Chinese Dora. This show, Kailan and her friends face a dilemma. They gotta figure out the solution to this dilemma. The fact that I'm able to actually retain some knowledge of this show, I have to put in educational. Crap, I didn't want to, but I had to. Looking back on this show, I'm like, what the fuck was this? But still, it was able to wrap me in because it was Ubi. If any of you know this show or remember what this show is, I applaud you. But I have to put it in just kind of weird because I can't remember anything of it except when Ubi says dance, you dance. Okay, now a much more modern show, Paw Patrol. I've seen plenty of episodes. I never really liked it. I kind of just watched it when there was literally nothing else on. I don't think I have to say anymore. Next, we have an older, either Nick Jr. Noggin show. I don't know which one was. We have Pinky Dinky Doo. Helps you learn the meanings of big words. It helped me learn what the word engrossed means. Take your time to read that. And to help her little brother and all the viewers out there learn what this word means, her little brother Tyler, well, she being Pinky, her little brother Tyler, and their hamster I forgot the name of, would go to the story box. It was definitely weird, but for some reason I liked it. It's educational to me. Next up, we got a newer one, Team Umizoomi. Despite being newer, and this definitely came out when I was in middle school, I believe. I think I kept watching this until I got into high school because it just wrapped me in that much. This one actually did teach me a good bit, and I don't think without I would have passed many classes. Thank you, Team Umizoomi. Okay, next we have the Upside Down Show. Do I remember much about this show? No. I only remember there were a lot of doors that led to a lot of different rooms. And that's probably it. And with not much knowledge retained, I have to put it in canceled. Next we have Wonder Pets will run away to help a baby son of a bitch animal and save the day. We're not too big and we're not too tough, but when we work together, we got the right stuff. Go Wonder Pets! Yay! Oh, shit, my hat! The fact that I was able to retain that much knowledge. Hold on, I'm dizzy now. The fact that I think I was able to retain that. The fact that I was able to remember that with such ease. Next we have Wow Wow Wubsy. This is another one of those shows when I think I started watching it, it just wrapped me in. And I actually learned something that kind of blew my mind. The voice actor who voiced Wubsy also voiced Azula. That shit blew my mind. And I just learned this a few days ago. And now that I know that, I can't unsee it. Just like how I learned that the person who voiced Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender also voiced Pablo from the Backyardigans. But still, Wow Wow Wubsy, you will always be a god tier show in my heart. Next we have one of the cringiest and weirdest shows I can... Okay, so it's Yo Gabba Gabba. This show, it wrapped me in for a little bit, but it was just so weird. I never understood what they were trying to teach me. If they were trying to teach me everything. I think it was made for really little kids who could barely have comprehensive thought. That's probably not the right word. But still, Yo Gabba Gabba, it was just so weird that I can't, not just kind of weird, it was so weird. But still, I think these have to be my standings and where I have to put them. Oh man. I've been Floz MG. This has been Nick Jr. Noggin Shows Tear Up. I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.